A group of Broomfield mineral rights owners, backed by the anti-fracking group Colorado Rising, filed a lawsuit this week questioning the constitutionality of Colorado's forced pooling mining law. The suit alleges the law, which has been on the books for over a century, violates property owners' rights. Natasha, this was digging deep into the law book for this lawsuit, but it really seems that after the defeat of 112, anti-fracking folks are more energetic than ever. Maybe it's just Joe Salazar being involved, but what do you make of it?
Well, since we've been quoting movies and TV shows, anytime I hear about this pooling phenomenon, There Will Be Blood, the epic milkshake scene with Daniel Day-Lewis comes to mind. I just have him, and I won't, no spoilers. I'll let people watch it. But related to this, I think what's important is that people who thought that this topic might die down in Colorado after the election are woefully wrong. Of course, this is going to be a topic. We're seeing that obviously with this lawsuit today, but this conversation is happening. It's still in communities and will continue to happen with every permit that is filed, with every setup that is made in the state. The other thing that's interestingly not connected to this, but the Attorney General has talked about some of the new changes he's making for his office this week. That came out in the news, and Colorado Sun was talking about how some of that is a new unit to deal with oil and gas questions. So this topic is not going away. I will predict we will talk about it again.
I think it's one of the safer predictions made at this table, Natasha. John, do we think the activists are going to push Polis and the state legislature even harder this year, maybe sensing some possible momentum with Democrats taking over all levers of government?
Well, I mean, the amendment went down, so my thought is that the pooling rights, they've already, like you said, they've been on the books forever, and the bottom line is there's protection for property owners and the oil and gas extractors who are, extractors who are required to pay for what they pool. So I don't understand what this lawsuit really is asking for. If this is already on the books, and there's already a payment going back to property owners, what is the issue here? I'm not sure. We've already said no to the setbacks, so I'm not sure how this will end up. But as Natasha said, the governor has put in a new office to deal with this issue.
Yeah, Attorney General, you're right. Patty, Dan Haley, the guy in charge of Colorado Oil and Gas Association, how worried does he need to be right now?
Well, it's out of the frying pan into the fire when 112 was defeated, and 74 was the poison pill on that. But instead, you get the all-Democrat legislature and the governor's mansion, and so they can start pushing bills. I think we're going to start seeing more bills coming soon. In the meantime, Colorado Rising files this lawsuit, I'm sure in the wake of the Colorado Supreme Court coming back with a disappointing decision for them on oil and gas. So this is not the only the only lawsuit I'm sure they have up their sleeves. They're going to keep fighting on all fronts, and that's going to be both in the courts and legislatively.
Michael, this is probably an opportune time to remind our viewers that you are from Colorado Rising Action, an entirely different group than Colorado Rising. But what do you make of a lawsuit that tackles a law that's been on the Colorado books for over a century?
I think they're looking for any means in order to really ban energy development here. I think there's a little concern that at the Capitol, even though there's Democratic majorities, that they might not go as far as these activists want to, and so they're trying to get out there early. It was before Governor Polis was even inaugurated, they were out there asking for a moratorium on new wells. So I think they're going to the courts as the next step. I think there'll be more lawsuits, but this forced pooling issue is interesting just because it basically is in place in order to make sure that if you have 50 property owners that want to move forward and you have one or two that want to hold out for whatever reason, or they want 20 times the market rate for the last few votes, that's not really impacting those 50 original property owners. So I think it's a complicated issue. You want to worry about property rights, but this is something that the legislature should deal with. These are laws. If you don't like the law, try to go and fix it.